Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tats. I'm back with another video. Yeah, I got another 4K in from Diabolic to check out and review, and I'm really happy about this. This is a movie that I really love. This movie, I grew up when this movie came out, and I watched it many times. As a matter of fact, I got to be honest, when I was starting to look at the 4K for it. Uh, I kind of realized I hadn't watched this movie in a long time, and the reason why is because it's not that I don't love the movie, I do, and I am so thrilled to have it in my collection. The problem is I didn't want to watch it because honestly, I watched this movie so many times, I burned myself out on it. You already know which one I'm talking about because of the title of the video. Thanks to Arrow, we got Heathers on 4K. And I used to have a ball watching this movie. It was so much fun. And unfortunately, I wanted to get the Anchor Bay collectible tin, but I've never come across it. I've always wanted to have that tin, to have with the collection and stuff. But yeah, sadly, I never came across that. But I was really happy when I found out that Arrow was going to put this bad boy out on 4K. Excuse me. Now, I never bought the Arrow Blu-ray because I believe the Arrow Blu-ray was Region B locked, and I had already had the Anchor Bay Blu-ray, so I never bought that. So I can't compare this to the Anchor Bay or the Arrow Blu-ray, but I will say that it is definitely a step up from the Anchor Bay Blu-ray. Not to say that the Anchor Bay Blu-ray is bad. If you got it, still really nice picture quality. It's definitely watchable, but I think in terms of the picture and sound quality, this is an improvement. However, if somebody has the Arrow Blu-ray, I imagine a lot of you are probably going to be like, "That's fine. I don't need to upgrade to this." I don't, they're probably going to be like, "I really don't think there's going to be much of a difference in terms of the picture and sound quality." But so for me personally, this was worth the upgrade. But I can understand it, for somebody if it's not. But yeah, just this is a great movie, and I'm happy to have it on 4K. And but like I said, that's the only thing. I mean, I do absolutely love this movie, and I adore it. I'm just like I said, it just I have a hard time watching it now, just because I watched it so much as a kid growing up that you know I just burned myself out on it. Please don't think that meant like I wanted to imitate Christian Slayer and try to blow up a school or anything like that. No, I didn't like going to school or anything as a kid and everything, but I sure as hell didn't want to kill anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. So, but anyway, also too, it's like, of course, like all of us red-blooded American straight males in the '80s, we all were head over heels in love with Winona Ryder. She was one of our biggest crushes, you know. I know, I have, the late Shannon Doherty, I feel so bad for what, I know that she didn't always have the best reputation, and I know a lot of people said that, she was a difficult person to work with and stuff like that, but still, I mean, what she went through with, cancer and everything else, she didn't need to go through that. And, I hope she's at peace now. And the same thing with this poor actress. I forget, I don't know if she went through cancer or what, but yeah, this poor actress who played the main Heather in the movie, she passed away young as well. And I will say, out of the three Heathers, though, it's like I liked the cheerleader the best. What can I say, but yeah. But anyway, still, it's really sad that these two have passed on. But anyway, so yeah, this is a nice little addition. Unfortunately, it's not the big box with all the bells and whistles. It's just a slip case or slip cover. But look at all the bonus features you get on this bad boy. Look at all that. That's another thing too. Is like I said, I never had the Arrow Blu-ray. I had the Anchor Bay Blu-ray. So it's also, for me personally, it's definitely worth the upgrade just in terms of all the bonus features you're going to get. Here we go. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. New restoration from a 4K scan of the original camera negative by Arrow Films. 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision HDR10 compatible. Original 1.0 mono and optional 2.0 and 5.1 DTS HD master audio sound. I do admit, as far as the sound goes, I think mainly because, watching it all the time, like the mono is, the sound that I'm used to. So I think out of the three selections of the sound, I kind of prefer the 1.0 mono, just because, like growing up watching on VHS, Blu-ray, I think that's the sound that I've heard it the most. So it's the most I'm familiar with. But optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Audio commentary by Michael Lehman, producer Denise Denovi, and writer Daniel Waters. Lehman's terms, an interview with director Michael Lehman. Pizzicato, Croquet, composer David Newman, director Michael Lehman discussed the music of Heathers, how varied the art and design of Heathers, production designer John Hutman, art director Kara Lindstrom, and director Michael Lehman discussed the look of Heathers. Casting Westerberg High, casting director Julie Selzer discusses the casting process for Heathers. Poor Little Heather, an interview with actress Lisanne Fault. Scott and Larry and Dan and Heathers, an interview between screenwriting team Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski, Ed Wood, People vs. Larry Flint, and Heather screenwriter Daniel Waters. The Big Bowie Theory, an appreciation by the writer, actor, and comedian John Ross Bowie. Return to Westerberg High, an archival featurette providing further insight into the film's production. Swatch Dogs and Diet Cokeheads, an archival featurette with the cast and crew featuring Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, and writer Daniel Waters. The Beaver Gets a Bone, Michael Lehman student film from 1985, made at excuse me, made at the USC School of Cinematic Arts. Original trailers, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Robert Samelin. So anyway, so you get some more bonus features and stuff of this, and that was the thing. I think it was just a little while ago. I think they, either as a TV movie or a TV series or something like that, they tried to reboot this. And one thing I'm actually kind of surprised is that they didn't reach out to Winona Ryder. Well, I think they kind of changed it, and the whole idea was, it was going to be all diversity, this and the other thing. So, but, I'm kind of surprised. I don't know, did they even try to reach out to Winona Ryder? Because if you watch the interviews and stuff, Winona Ryder has gone on record saying that this was her favorite role. She thought it was her best performance. And if they had ever done like a remake or some kind of a sequel, reboot or something like that, she always wanted to, return to this world, and she always said that, like Heathers was just her favorite role out of everything she's done. And, but yeah, this is such a fun movie, a great fun little movie. It's a dark comedy, and the writer Daniel Waters has gone on to say, like, this, in the 80s when he wrote that, this was his answer to all of the John Hughes comedies and stuff like that, where the John Hughes teen films were more kind of, sure, they were a little bit vulgar, but, for the most part, they were very sweethearted and just very, just fun and all that kind of stuff. And this was kind of more meant to be kind of the dark side, the flip side, the dark side of that and everything. And you definitely can kind of see that in here. But, yeah, I mean, it's like, I love this movie, but I'm not going to lie, as a kid, I grew up watching a lot of the John Hughes comedies and stuff. And this is a movie, too. Like now they're coming out, like I know Molly Ringwald has come out and she's all like, oh, the John Hughes comedies are so politically incorrect now and all that kind of stuff. I'm surprised nobody's come out and spoke out against this movie, especially like the whole, part of the movie where they're, where the two characters, Veronica and JD, murder the two jocks because they were saying that, Veronica did a three-way with them and stuff like that, which never happened and all this. So they lure them out into the woods and kill them so that they can, and try to make it look like they killed each other in like a gay suicide pact and all that stuff. And I'm surprised people haven't come after this movie yet, But now that I mention it, they probably will now. But anyway, yeah, this movie, it's a trip, and but anyway, so there you go. One thing I will say though is, like, even though the movie had that, there was the beginning. I know it was small, but there was starting to become the beginning of gay acceptance around the time this movie was being made, because you had situations like like Clyde Barker. Clyde Barker was putting out, he was starting to make movies like Hellraiser and stuff like this, and everybody started celebrating him as the great author that he is, and people were like, it doesn't, he's gay, so what? It doesn't matter, just the fact the man writes great books, interesting stories, and he makes hella great movies and all this kind of stuff. So that didn't matter. And then this was around the time you had Kids in the Hall that was starting to come on TV, and you had Scott Thompson, who was like openly gay, and he used to make gay acceptance a little bit easier. He used charm, humor, his personality, talent. I mean, that was the thing. It's like it was starting to become easier to accept and stuff. Because like you could watch Scott Thompson on Kids in the Hall, and you could see like yeah, he's gay, but who gives a shit? He's funny, he's talented. There's he could play any role. He proved that on Kids in the Hall. So it was starting to make it a little bit easier to accept. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's we're not going down that rabbit hole. Okay, let's get back to the real reason we're here. Okay, so anyway, so like I said, yeah, I am. That's the only disappointment I have with this release, is just the slip cover. I would have much preferred like the big box treatment, but oh well. So we take that off, and I use this artwork because this is what I saw on the VHS cover. Excuse me, the VHS cover, and this has always been the cover that I've been used to, and there's on the back. So, of course, on the side, you got Heathers, and we're going to go on the inside. Of course, you got the reversible cover art there. It's the same as the slipcover, so. But, yeah, so I went with this because to me, this has always been that's always been the cover art that I always saw on VHS covers and stuff. And there's your disc there. So, we got our... Yeah, no collectible cards. You just got like the little booklet, and you got a poster. You do have an... Funny thing is, this is meant to be the anti-John Hughes teen movie, but then you get an advertisement for Weird Science. Go figure. And you got on the other side. Show you the poster real quick, and yeah, I mean the poster, it's pretty much, I know some people, you could skip showing the poster, but because it's just the what you saw on the slipcover. You got the one side here, then you got the other side here. So this almost has kind of like a Motel Hell vibe, doesn't it? Kind of reminds me of that poster of like Motel Hell, So, but anyway, put that back in there, and then of course you got your little booklet here. Yeah, very thin booklet. It's not the big, thick booklet like what you would get with the big box set. And on the back there, you got Christian Slater as JD, getting ready to blow himself up because he couldn't blow up the school. And then you got your little booklet here, so. And I am very happy to finally, at the end, move. Heather, there's a new sheriff in town. Of course, you have all the Heathers there. Like I said, of course, back in the 80s, all of us, we were all falling in love with Winona Ryder. And like I said, I wonder when Beetlejuice comes out, if we watch that movie, is our, our childhood crush in Winona Ryder going to be rekindled? Only time will tell. But yeah, like out of the Heathers, I think I liked her the best. I think mainly because she was like, well, you liked her because she was beautiful and blonde. It's like, well, also too, she was like, out of the four, she seemed to be like the only one that had any kind of like moral compass. There's Winona Ryder, Shannon Doherty. Again, like I said, like Shannon Doherty did not deserve that, and I hope she rests in peace. Oh yeah, this part was funny at the funeral. Pray for us sinners so we don't get caught. Another joke, man. Anyway, you get the idea. It's like, we're going on long enough here. Glenn Shaddix, another one, like, may he rest in peace. It's sad that he passed away. It's like, I wonder if they had, if he had still been alive, would they have brought him back for Beetlejuice to play Otho again? That would have been interesting. But, yeah, so anyway, so there's that. Very simple, easy, but yeah, it's still a nice addition. Just like I said, I just kind of wish we could have gotten like the nice big box treatment. But anyway, so in terms of the picture quality, like I said, if for me, because I never bought the Arrow Blu-ray, all I had was the Anchor Bay Blu-ray, which in my opinion, yes, this is an improvement. Some parts of the movie kind of look a little muddy. Like I kind of wish some scenes could have looked a little bit more, the image could have been a little bit sharper, a little bit more crisp. But I will say the movie almost has a 3D effect, especially when it comes to certain colors, especially the color red. The red really sticks out. And like I said, it's almost like when you're watching it, when you see, like certain colors like the red, like really pop out, it gives it almost 3D quality. I will say some of the daytime scenes were really well done. The scene where, going back to like the scene where JD and Veronica lure Kurt and Ram, the two jocks, into the woods and end up killing them. You definitely the lighting looks the scene looks very adequate. It looks very much like a natural early, because it's supposed to be really early in the morning before school. And the movie, the scene definitely has a very like early morning look to it. It's very natural lighting look to it, and some of the daytime scenes look really good in here. When you get towards the climax of the movie, especially like in the school basement and stuff, because of the dark, and you got the HD, the HDR and everything else, it does kind of help, give that scene some, sharpen the image and stuff and make it look really good. Overall, this is a really, really nice 4K. Just like I said, there were some scenes I kind of like, I don't know if I expected it to, or I just kind of hoped that it would, but there were certain scenes that like I was kind of hoping would look a little bit better. But overall, still, it's a really nice 4K. And like I said, just it is amazing because some of the scenes, like I said, you're seeing some of the colors really pop out. It is almost like you're watching like instead of a 4K, it almost looks like you're watching a 3D Blu-ray. But overall, I am so happy to have this on 4K. One of my favorite dark comedies growing up. And like I said, if I don't watch this movie very often, it's not because I'm not a fan of the movie. It's just, like I said, I used to watch this so many times that I'm just like, now I'm just kind of like, I have a hard time watching it now just because I'm burned out on it. But still, I'm glad to have it. I love this movie. I'm happy to have it. I don't regret spending a penny on this. But I will say, yeah, chances are if you have the Arrow Blu-ray, you're probably going to be like, this is not worth it. The Blu-ray is good enough. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm really, really happy. Have one of my favorite black comedies from the 80s on 4K, and it's still a nice, nice little slipcover job. So, overall, yeah. And also too, just have all those extra bonus features that I didn't have before. So yeah, for me, it's very much worth it. So that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. I have two other things I just wanted to show real quick. A couple of pickups I got. Yeah, here we go. I picked this bad boy up. $16.99. Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney, and I watched this movie, and this movie doesn't really break any new ground, to be honest with you. It's very much just like a Rosemary's Baby clone, but Sydney Sweeney does a really good job in here. And I was watching this the other night, and then when I saw her name pop up on the producer credit, I thought to myself, like, I wonder if this is one of those deals, because Sydney Sweeney, she gives a great performance in this movie. She shows a lot of emotions and things like this, and she's not afraid to get, mess with her looks and stuff like this. I wonder if this is one of those kind of situations where she took the role for this movie because she was probably like, yeah, the problem is everybody thinks I'm this beautiful woman with no talent, and You know, she's beautiful. You know, I'm just a beautiful face with a gorgeous body and no talent, no substance. And she did this movie to show, like, you know, no, I do have talent and stuff. I wonder if it was that kind of thing, but overall, it was an enjoyable movie. It goes by at 88 minutes, so it's pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it really is just a Rosemary's Baby clone. But still, not a bad movie. And Sydney Sweeney is actually genuinely good in the movie. So yeah, so I'm happy about that. So I thought it was money well spent. And this one here I got, usually this goes for like $30 in Walmart, but I got this for $15 in my local record store, and I'm happy that I got it. This is add to my Shudder collection. This is One Cut of the Dead, and this movie was a blast. This was a lot of fun to do. It's like you think you're going to get this kind of cheesy zombie movie and stuff, but then you realize what it really is. It's this really like a kind of funny satiric take on filmmaking and like the things that can go on behind the scenes of making a movie and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm really happy I got this. Like I said, I can add it to my Shudder collection, and I had a lot of fun with this movie. So, but anyway, so sorry, I just wanted to show these off before I sign off the video. So anyway, so that's it. So now, if anybody took the time to watch all of this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to my channels. And I'm happy, man. It's like, I got 2 4Ks in that I got to review, and I got some stuff coming in here in the next couple of days. I can't wait to dig into that stuff and make videos on that. So that's it, everybody. So it's a great time to be a movie collector, I'll tell you. So anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you all later.